Good morning, class. How is everyone today? That's great. Can someone please remind me what the new vocabulary we learned last week was? Congruence. Good job. Can someone tell me what that means? Wow, you are all so smart and have great memories. Congruence does describe the relationship between two figures that are the same size and shape. Today, we are going to learn a new word that is similar to congruence but is not the same. Congruence describes the relationship between two figures, and today we are going to learn about symmetry, which describes one figure. Would someone like to guess what symmetry is? Yes, it does talk about shape and size. That was a great guess. Symmetry describes the way a figure can be divided into parts. These parts are the same size and shape and have a particular orientation or placement. Yes, symmetry is taking a big shape and dividing it so that both of the new shapes are the same. No, that was a great question, but everything is not symmetrical. One type of symmetry is called line or reflection symmetry. A figure has reflection symmetry if and only if it can be reflected over a line, so the figure has its own image. Yes, you flip it over a line, but it's more than that. The shape is reflected or flipped across the line, but not for it to be symmetrical. But for it to be symmetrical, it has to look the same on both sides of the line. This reflection line is called the line of symmetry. Can everyone repeat line of symmetry? Good. Now, each point in the figure is the same distance from the line of symmetry as the image point is. The figure, if folded on the line of symmetry, should perfectly match what's on the other side of the folded line. Let's look at some examples so you can see what I am describing. What shape is this? A rectangle. Yes, that is correct. Would a rectangle be symmetrical? Okay, I know that's kind of tricky, but if we draw a line in the middle of the rectangle and then fold the shape over this line, so for example, we're going to fold the rectangle over a line in the center. Okay, would this rectangle be symmetrical because we drew a line in the middle, and then if we fold it over, it would each part of the rectangle be the same? Yes, that is correct. Why is it symmetrical? Exactly. A rectangle is symmetrical because because it's the same on both sides of the line. And actually, a rectangle has two lines of symmetry. I will show you the other one now. So we can fold it the other way. Make sure it's even. Hold on just a second, class. So no matter which line you fold this rectangle over, they are both symmetrical. Okay, remember, these are your lines of symmetry. Let's look at another example. What shape is this? A triangle. Yes, that is correct. And a triangle also has more than one line of symmetry. Would someone like to guess where one line of symmetry is? Yes, it is in the middle. Let me draw it for you so you can see. Now, if you were to fold this triangle over that line, they would be the same on both sides, and you can see that just by looking at it. This side is the same as this side. Okay, there are also two other lines, so let me draw those for you. All three of these lines are the lines of symmetry for a triangle. If you fold the triangle over any one of these lines, they are the same on both sides of the line. Okay, now let's look at another example. What is this? Exactly, it is a picture of the American flag. Would this flag be symmetrical? It is because it's a rectangle? That's a good guess, but this wouldn't be symmetrical because if we draw a line in the middle of the flag like we did the rectangle, and we'll go ahead and do both lines of symmetry for a rectangle. As you can see, if we were to fold the flag across the line of symmetry, it's not the same on both sides. Because on this side, it's all stripes. But on the other side, on this side, there's a block with the stars. And so since the images are not mirror images, then it is not symmetrical. Okay, I have one more example for us to look at. Who can tell me what this is? Yes, this is a butterfly. Would a butterfly be symmetrical? Yes, that's correct. Can I have someone come up here and draw the line of symmetry for me? Very good. That was a great line. The line you drew is the line of symmetry because it is the same on each half of the line. There are the wings and then one half of the body on each side. Would a butterfly have more than one line of symmetry? Yes? Can you show me where this would be? Now, I can see why you thought this would be a line of symmetry, but if we fold the butterfly in half over this line of symmetry, is the butterfly the same on each side of the line? No, that's right, it's not the same. So this is not a line of symmetry because the images on each side of the line have to be reflective or the mirror images of each other. Is the butterfly still symmetrical? Very good. Yes, it is symmetrical because it still has at least one line of symmetry. Okay, today we are going to do a fun activity where we work with symmetry and get to create our own lines of symmetry. I'm going to pass out coffee filters to each of you and markers, but please don't touch them until I've passed them all out and give you further instructions because the coffee filters are a little damp because we have to use the markers to draw on them and it can spread the colors better if they're wet. Good. Now that you all have a coffee filter, I want you to pick up the filter and fold it in half. You are now going to use the markers to draw a design on your coffee filter. I will give you a few minutes to draw. Now that everyone is done drawing their design, I want you to unfold and look at your drawing. Wow, they're all so beautiful. See, we can unfold our coffee filter and they have lines and they're beautifully designed. Now I want you to look at your design and draw lines of symmetry. I will give you a couple minutes to do that. Okay, would someone like to volunteer and show me their drawing and lines of symmetry? Wow, that's such a beautiful drawing. You drew all your lines of symmetry? Okay, let's look. Okay, this would be a line of symmetry because your design on the coffee filter is exactly the same on both sides. Now, can you tell me why this line of symmetry would be wrong? This one right here. So these two sides. Let's look at these two dots right here. These two dots are on this side of the line, but are they on this side? No. So this line of symmetry would not be symmetrical. Yes, do you have something to say? Yes, as a matter of fact, the line that was the line you folded your coffee filter on in the beginning would be a line of symmetry. Can you tell me why? Yes, you're correct. That was a great explanation. That was a line of symmetry because when we were drawing, the marker was going through the other side, which made it a reflection on the side we were drawing on, like this one. So we were drawing, and it made it a reflection on the other side. Great! You all did a wonderful job on your coffee filters. Now, let's review. What did we learn about today? Yes, symmetry. Great job. Who can tell me what type of symmetry we learned about and what it is? Yes, we did learn about the line or reflection symmetry, and it is when a figure is reflected across a line and it is the same on both sides. Great explanation. Can someone tell me what that line is called that we drew, or that the image is reflected on across? The line of symmetry. Great job. Now, let's think about back to last week's lesson of congruence. How does congruence relate to symmetry? Yes, that's a great explanation. The figures on each side of the line of symmetry are congruent to each other. Good job. Now, would the letter P be an example of reflection symmetry? Let me draw it for you. The letter P. No, that's correct, because when we fold, or when we have a line of symmetry, when we fold it across that line, The letter P is not the same on both sides. That is a great job. Now, class, it is important to keep in mind that we can find symmetry in many things around us. For example, a pair of glasses is symmetrical because when you fold them in half, they are the same on each side. Could someone else give me an example of a real-life object that is symmetrical? A road! Yes, perfect. That is a great example. What would the line of symmetry be on the road? The yellow line. Perfect. Good job. That was a great example. Now, you all did a great job today, and I think you have a really great understanding of symmetry. This knowledge of symmetry will be very helpful in our next few lessons about another type of symmetry called rotational symmetry, and then when we start talking about symmetry in 3D objects. So great job today, class. I'm very proud of you all.